Okay, so what are we solving? We are solving, or we're trying to find the equation of the tangent line. Okay, and a tangent line is a straight line. Okay, and so therefore, what we need to find the equation is only a point and the slope of the line. Okay, and luckily for us, we already know what the point is. The point is 0, -1. And so all we need to solve now is the slope of the line. Okay, and how do we do that? Well, we have a formula for that, and the formula is this. Now, what is x sub o? X sub o is this one right here, and this one is your f of x sub o. Okay, so these are the given points. Okay, so all we need to do now is to evaluate the limit. So then that equals the limit as x approaches, well, x sub o is 0, so let's replace that. I'm going to use a different color. Okay, and then you have f of x. Well, f of x is negative, let me use this, negative 2x squared plus x minus 1. So that's your f of x minus f of x sub o, which is -1. Okay, and then we divide that by x minus x sub o, which is 0, and then we will simplify. So that equals to the limit as x approaches 0. Then we will simplify the numerator. That gives us negative 2x squared plus x. You have minus 1 minus -1, that gives us plus 1, over x minus 0, which is x. Okay, let's continue that here. So -1 plus 1 is 0, and so that gives us equals the limit as x approaches 0 of negative 2x squared plus x over x. And then for the numerator, we can factor out the x, and so it's quite obvious that we can now cancel out the x's, and so we're left with the limit as x approaches 0 of negative 2x plus 1, and then by direct substitution, that's negative 2 times 0 plus 1, which gives us 1. Okay, so therefore the slope is 1. Okay, alright, now that we have the slope, we will then use the point slope form of a linear equation to find the equation of the tangent line. Okay, so what's the point slope form? The point slope form is, and we know what y sub o and x sub o are, and also m, so we can just plug them in. So that's y minus y sub o is the same as f of x sub o, and that's -1, so let's write that. M is 1, so let's write that here. Then x minus x sub o is 0, so let's write that here. Okay, and then we will simplify. So that's y minus -1 is y plus 1 equals 1 times x minus 0 is gonna be just x. Okay, and then we will subtract 1 from both sides, so that will give us y equals x minus 1. So therefore the equation of the tangent line is y equals x minus 1. find the equation of the tangent line to y equals x squared at x equals 2. Okay, so it's just gonna be the same thing, but the difference here is that we don't have a point. We need a point and the slope, but we don't have a point. Okay, what we have here is just the x coordinate of the point. Okay, so how do we find the y coordinate? Well, we just plug it in to our function. So if we do that, so that's just going to be y equals 2 squared, and that will give us 4. And this will be our x sub o and y sub o. Okay, so x sub o is 2 and y sub o is 4. We now have our point. So the next thing to do is to find the slope of the line, the slope of the tangent line. So it's just going to be the same thing. So then that will give us the limit as x approaches. Our x sub o is 2, so just write that here. Use another color. F of x, our f of x is x squared, so let's just write that, minus our f of x sub o is y sub o, this one, which is equal to 4. So let's put that there, over x minus, so that's x minus x sub o, which is 2. So let's write that there. Okay, then we have to figure out what the limit is for this expression right here. Well, we've learned that we can write our numerator as, because our numerator is a difference of 2 squares, so we can write that as x minus, or x plus 2 times x minus 2. Okay, and you can check that out that this is correct. Okay, and then divided by x minus 2, which we can cancel out x minus 2, and that will give us the limit as x approaches 2 of x plus 2. Okay, and then by direct substitution we can just plug that in. So 2 plus 2 will give us 4. So the slope therefore is 4. Then we can use the point slope form. So let's just plug the values in. So we have y minus, our y sub o is 4. Okay, so let's put that there. Our m is also 4, so let's just write 4 times x minus x sub o, which is 2, and then simplify. This will give us y minus 4 equals, then we will distribute the 4 for x and negative 2, so that's 4x minus 8. Okay, then we will add 4 to both sides here, so there's 4 plus 4, and so that will give us y, this one will cancel out, equals 4x, negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4, and we're done. So our equation for the tangent line is y equals 4x minus 4.